All right, here's a question where you asked to find, they say, when things peak, where they're looking for a maximum on that point. And so this is quadratic function. Since there's a negative out front, it describes a parabola that looks like that. And we want to find the peak. So they sell a few here, more and more. This would be their peak sale. Yeah, that'd be the peak number of sales depending on a certain number of days. So days would be this way, or X, and sales would be this way, or Y. Okay, and they say it's that's your function. So in order to find that point, that's the vertex, so I need to take this equation and from it find the vertex. Two ways of doing it. You can use a formula or completing the square. I'll do both, but you'll see that using the formula is way nicer. Okay, so here's my function. N of x equals negative 0.5x squared plus 11x plus 13. So when you complete the square, in the end, what you're wanting is to get a function that looks like this. A x minus h squared plus k. That's what you want it to look like. This one over here doesn't look like that yet. So what we first need to do is isolate these two terms, and then I need to get the thing that's in front of the x squared away. Like here, there's no number in front of that x, so I need to get rid of that negative 0.5. So I'm going to take and I'm going to factor out a negative 0.5. If I factor that out of this term, I'll just be left with an x squared. If I factor it out of this term, I'm factoring, so really I'm dividing. So take 11 and divide it by negative 0.5. Do that on your calculator. And you'll see that it comes out to negative 22. And there will be an x. We didn't factor an x out. Okay, plus 13. So all we did in that step is we factored out of this, we factored out a negative 0.5. Okay, next step, I'm going to need some more room. I'm just going to use a different color pen and move over a little bit. So next step is I need to complete the square. So I've got negative 0.5 bracket x squared minus 22x. And then I'm going to plug something in there, plus 13. So that's what I have. Now I have to take this term, so negative 22 divided by 2 and square it. Negative 22 divided by 2 is 11. Negative 11 squared, I think, is 121. That's what they got. Good. So this would be plus 121. Now, I can't just willy-nilly throw that in, so I have to compensate it for putting it in here. I have to compensate for that out here. But the thing that complicates it is that there's a negative 0.5 out front. So I need to multiply this by this and then change its sign. And that's what they did. Oh, they subtracted the 121 first inside. Then what they did is they took this and multiplied it and then put it outside here. Yeah, I've learned to do it the other way, but you can put it inside there first like they did. And right here, you can put it there, but then you have to multiply it. I need to get it out of this bracket because what I want are three terms like this so that I can factor that. So that's why they're getting rid of this. And to get rid of that, they'll take and another color, multiply this by this, and then that's where this number comes from. So if you go negative 0.5 times a negative 121, you'll get 60.5. Okay, so let me put that out here. That was in red. So I added 121 here, so out here it's negative 0.5 times 121. I change its sign, so out here it'll have to be a positive 60.5. Hopefully you see that. If you don't, let me know. Okay, so then going to the next step, I have n of x is equal to negative 0.5. Factoring this, it'll be x minus 11, x minus 11. This stuff out here will be 73.5. And then negative 0.5 x minus 11 squared plus 73.5. Now I have exactly what it should be. So I can read off the vertex will be 11 and 73.5. So that's using complete the square. And you can do that, and the math in it, to me it's sort of fun, but it's meticulous. You have to worry about it. Or you can do it this way. So here's my function. N of x equals negative 0.5 x squared plus 11x plus 13. So to find the vertex, or to find the x value of the vertex, I'll do the whole formula. It's minus b over 2a, and then whatever the function is when you plug that in. So to get the x value of the coordinate, you do minus b over 2a. So negative b over 2 times a. B is right there, 11, divided by a, negative 0.5. So negative 0.5. The two negatives will cancel, so I'm going to come up with a positive answer. And do that on your calculator. 11 divided by 2 times 0.5. I think 2 times 0.5 is 1. 11 divided by 1 is just going to be 11. So there, I've got that number immediately. Whole lot easier than doing that stuff over there. And then to find the y-coordinate of the vertex, now this would be the number of days, right? That's that one there. And then to find the y-coordinate, you take this number and you plug it into the function everywhere you see an x. So I want to find the value of the function n when we're in 11 days. So it'll be negative 0.5 times 11 squared plus 11 times 11 plus 13. So if you plug that into your calculator, I'm betting you come up with 73.5. Okay, hopefully that helps.